Of all of the things that I've experienced in my entire life, I will tell you that this country is absolutely flawed, 100%. But I love it. I love this country so much because this is the only place, in my opinion, where you can truly say what you really feel. Well, we were being censored a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, you can pretty much say and do whatever it is that you want. And I don't think that people truly appreciate this country. Now, people are trying to say that they appreciate the country in a way simply because a lot of their friends and their family is getting deported. And so they expect for you to feel sorry for them. But this is truly the greatest country on earth, man. I don't know why y'all raging liberals hate this country so much. Like, if y'all don't want to be here, why don't you start taking steps to deport yourself, to move over into another country? Like, nobody is ever complaining about a person moving permanently to another country, seeking dual citizenship, renouncing their United States of America citizenship, and just living off the land that y'all love so much in your home country. Some of you guys keep saying, and not just you guys, you ladies keep talking about where you from and your origin and all of this stuff. I don't know why y'all don't trace your origin back and then go and make that great again. Why aren't people trying to make their own countries great? Why aren't you moving outside of the United States of America? I seen what was her name? Alyssa Milano. She kept talking about how she gonna move. How come she ain't packed her bags yet? I know Ellen DeGenerate allegedly moved out of the United States of America, but then we don't know if she moved out because of Diddy or what. But I know that Ellen DeGeneres, her house is all tore up wherever she was, but she stole a lot of money. She was never supposed to be as popular as she is. She was absolutely a DEI pick, if you ask me. If you look back on Ellen DeGenerate was 100% a DEI pick. Her show was a DEI show. And in the minute that people started complaining about it, they got it off the air ASAP. Why don't they go and make their country great? How come they not protesting their own government? These Mexicans that are protesting in Los Angeles and these other states, why aren't they holding their leaders accountable? How come they not over in Mexico saying we need to get this together and no more corruption and get rid of the cartels and allow for us to be able to build the economy and have good trade with other countries? And instead of people using us and China taking advantage of us, we need to make this country great again. How come they not doing that? How come they not doing it? I just want to know. I would love to know that. Why do people love being in this country so much, but they hate it so much at the same time? How come every time a person votes for Trump, they automatically say that you're racist, even if you black? How come when somebody say they agree with Trump, then you automatically become racist or you become a sellout? Why aren't the sellouts the people that do all of the worst things to the community? Just curious. Why aren't the sellouts the people that do all of the worst things to the community? So I sell out because I go to school, take care of my business, and take care of my family. You keep it real because you sell dope. And so we all on some, you know what I'm saying? Keeping it real, yo, BMF, all of this type of stuff. How did you become the good guy and then I become the villain? And I'm not saying me personally, I'm a representation of it. But how come the people that do the good things become the villain? And I'm just asking a lot of the questions that some of us, including myself, may think about on some, occasionally. Why are we, think about this for a minute. How come we are for diversity, equity, and inclusion, just not when it actually comes from people that got a different opinions? So diversity, equity, and inclusion only works if I agree with you. You see how that works? Like, we're not tolerant of other people's opinions if they're black in the community unless they actually align with what you say. So we don't have diversity of opinion. I can't have equity inside of the conversation. Then you definitely don't include me because you don't want to hear what I say. We don't want representation in the Republican Party for example, from black people, because then you are a sellout. But we want representation in everything. We just don't want it when it comes from a difference of opinion or a different view than ours. Does that make sense? So you're inclusive for everything that you agree with, just not the things that you don't agree with. Why don't they want representation? I thought y'all said y'all wanted more black people inside of the Trump administration. How come you don't want more representation in the Republican Party? So you're not tolerant of my views because it's different than yours, but you think that we need representation and equity in everything. Am I off here? Because I understand that I'm a C student and I speak from a C student's perspective, but I'm just trying to break this down of how hypocritical people are when it comes to the things that they disagree with. I'm supposed to be open to your perspective, but the minute that I say something, you call me out of my name and you call me the C word, which we don't care. We don't care. And I don't like extreme on either side. But the one thing that I do love is I love this country. I love it with everything in my heart. I genuinely do. I don't look at myself as an African American. That is a way for you to divide. I don't think you should look at yourself as a white American or an Asian American or a Mexican American. We don't care about y'all heritage. The only thing we care about is American values and winning. The only team that we should be on is the American team, even if we have differences of opinion. Right? That's real diversity, equity, and inclusion, is that we got differences of opinion, but we all want this country to win. But there's some bad actors and some people that really want this country to burn down while they at the same time benefit from what goes on inside of this country. All of the things that you denounce, you benefit from it. I see people that always say that white people are the devil, but then they make sure that they get up and they go to work every day and work for their boss, and they'll never say it to his face. They'll never say it to his face. I look at those dudes, I call them baby mamas. Those are baby mamas. It is. Those are baby mamas. Because they always going to complain about their baby daddies, but they definitely laid down and had sex with him. They always complaining about him, but they gave him 2 kids. How you going to complain about the dude that gave you kids? The same people that complain about the people that oversee this country are the very ones that need jobs. They want a bank loan from the very bank that they denounce. They want to participate in a system and they want equity in a system that they say is holding black people down. Why do you want to participate in a system that you denounce? Because you don't really not like the system. You just don't like the fact that you wasn't able to participate because you made some bad decisions. Oh man, student loans is broken. No, your decision-making ability is broken. You want the guardrails to prevent you from being able to take out more than you were supposed to take out but then at the same time, you want the freedom to do what you want to do because you was leaving mama's house and you need freedom. So you decided to sign the papers, you decided to take out the student loans, and now you don't want to pay it back. And now it becomes everybody else's responsibility to pay back your student loans. How does that work? You don't like your kids, but you laid down and let somebody skeet in you. How does that work? You know what I'm saying? Like, this country is awesome. Everything about it. It's got some flaws. Sometimes it could be ugly. The history and the past of it could be a little bit dark. But at the same time, it's an awesome, every single country got a dark past and a dark history behind it. But I love it. I love everything about it. I love everything about this country. It ain't perfect, but that's why we got to fix it. That's why we got to keep working at it. That's why we got to make America great again, because we have to do the thing for our children and make it better for them than it was for us. As awesome as it is right now, we have a golden opportunity. We have a golden opportunity to run up one of the craziest bags in history. Don't be a fumbler to the point to where, listen to me closely. Don't be a fumbler. One of the things that I think and disappoint me so much about the guys from the past and the people in history is that our fathers and our grandfathers were technically at that time at the greatest point in history. They had the unions, they had an unprecedented amount of money, they made the bag, they had pensions, they had 401ks, they had family, they had more freedom than ever before. They could move how they wanted to move and run up a check like never. They had more opportunity for home ownership than any time in history, and they fumbled. Instead of them making it better for the generations to come, they sold off, they sold out, they burned down their own houses and their own neighborhoods. They had the 67 riots. It didn't take but for one man to die for y'all to tear up and burn up every single street with his name on it. You burned your businesses. You let big corporations come in and take over all of the mom and pop spots. You complained about it. You then got on drugs and started sniffing crack and cocaine. You sold it to your people, and then we start glorifying it in the form of rap music. And then we think that we got a phenomenal culture that we need to leapfrog off of. We can't be like them. We got to be different. We have to look at the things that they did yesterday, learn from it, and capitalize off of it. The information is out there. We can't keep gauging ourselves based off of people that ain't even winning themselves. White people are suffering just as much as black people. 100%. I see white liberal women on the internet complaining about their lot in life. They complain about student loans that they took out. They complain about being baby mamas that they became. They complain about being on Section 8 and getting kicked off. I can't believe it. I was just so amazed. I said, y'all got all of these programs. Y'all hijacked the civil rights movement. Y'all hijacked the feminist movement. You hijacked every single movement to then get a leg up, but yet you still only this much ahead of everybody else. That is dusty. It's amazing to me when I see a white woman, for example, and I'm just going to keep it real with you. When I see a white woman complaining about her lot in life, I have no sympathy for you at all, whatsoever. You raging liberals, you white women, you white men that sit there with your eyes bulged out, with your meth head and meth teeth, and you sitting there complaining about your lot in life, and you then dye your hair pink and purple and think that that's going to make you a part of a group because you decide that you want a scissor kick and become a lesbian. You think that we're supposed to value you more? You had everything. You had everything. At this point, going forward, there is no more excuses for anybody not to meet the expectation of what greatness is supposed to be. You had an opportunity and you missed it. And then we so dumb that we'll sit there and gauge ourselves against a white system. It ain't even a white system. It's an economic system. And that's why it's a class war. And if you really started to gauge yourself against the people that were winning, you will realize that they're not even the ones that's at the top of the totem pole. They don't even control nothing. They got access to the same amount of information as you. They got access to the same systems. Nobody. I'm not giving nobody a pass. I'm not giving nobody a pass. Black, white, Asian, Mexican, Hispanic, Latino. Nobody is getting a pass no more. Nobody is getting a pass. We all got to make sure that our lot in life and take care of it. If your ancestors and your grandfather and your father got you living on Section 8 and you poor, that is, hold them accountable. Don't get mad at everybody else. That's your fault. That's your fault. I'm not going to take nobody and let them gaslight me into thinking that this country ain't great. You had the greatest opportunity in the world and you sucked up for it and you left your household and you let everybody fumble the bag for you. That's your fault. It's over. It's over for you. And so it's 1,700 new millionaires made every day inside of the United States of America. That's a fact. It's 1,700 new millionaires every day made inside of the United States of America. It's no excuse. We are about to go. If you looking at this as a sign of duress, it's an opportunity. It's no more handouts. That's over. No affirmative action, no diversity, equity, and inclusion. That mainly white women benefited from but couldn't capitalize off of it. No more hand ups. Everybody got to stand on their own 2 feet, sink or swim. Winners get the spoils, losers work for the winners, and winners are the ones that rewrite history. That's it. That's the way that it's going to go. Either you going to win or you going to lose. It ain't no in between, ain't no gray area, ain't none of that no more. Make sure you join the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat.